I asked you, do you want to get a divorce? Hey guys, what's up? Happy Monday. It is lunchtime. I'm warming up a tortilla for myself. I got some pizza over there for the boys. Actually, they already ate their pizza. This is their seconds. Uriah wanted seconds. And I'm gonna have some leftover, it's hot. Leftover fish taco from yesterday. It was so delicious. Here's my little fish. I've already eaten 2 of these. This is the 3rd one. So this is the fish. This is like what we have left over. This is the fish, the pico de gallo, guacamole. Yesterday, I forgot that Power bought Godiva cheese. So got some of that out. And then some cabbage and lime. And of course, my tapatio. I love having fish tacos with tapatio. I think the first time I had fish tacos, I had it with tapatio. And it was like life-changing. I've never gone back. I have to have it with my fish tacos. Okay, so this is what my bottom half looks like. Put my my fish right there. Put a little bit of cabbage. Cabbage. Squirt of lime. And lastly, but certainly not least, the tapatio. That's so good. That was so good. Let's try to open it.
It's gonna crack.
That was so good. PJ had come in because he saw me vlogging. He heard me vlogging and he saw me eating it. And he asked for one. What do you want on yours? Plain?
There's a plain fish.
Just the plain?
Yeah, there's a plain fish.
Oh, just the fish.
Yeah.
Oh, no tortilla? Power's gonna have one too. Should I warm both of them? I usually cut it in half.
Yeah.
So warm it all?
I only want half a fish right now.
Okay, so then I'll just warm up one. Alright, we got the setup tonight. We're having some boiling crab. It's been a while since we had boiling crab. They're actually not even open for dine-in. It's only pickup at one location. The other location's not even open. So Para went to go pick this up because we're celebrating our 10-year anniversary.
10 years, people.
Yeah. You guys know that? They don't. Mommy and Daddy, we're celebrating 10-year anniversary today.
Wow.
You know what that means?
I'm trying to cover the whole thing and I couldn't. I tried my best.
What does that mean, PJ? You're right, I don't care. What does that mean? 10-year anniversary. It means Mommy and Daddy got married 10 years ago. That's our anniversary. It's a decade. That is 10 years, man. Alright, you know how I do. I'm a little bit cheap, and so I cooked my own corn. And I threw in a couple of sausages in here as well, because I had it in the freezer. So I'm going to take that out. We're going to serve this up. Looks good. That looks really good. Looks really hot. Let's put it by the window. Some hot links. All right, let's get ready. Who wants a bib? I do.
You guys want a bit? Right.
No. So we got a couple pounds of shrimp. Got the limes. We got the catfish basket for the boys. PJ was gonna get. He was asking for another pizza because he had eaten 2 slices already. And I'm like, are you sure? Because we're having boiling crab. I know you did. You have a lot of slices. You had 3 slices.
Daddy, I don't need
You want this? Is what I asked if you wanted it, bro.
I do.
I don't want to tie this correctly.
So you don't get your shirt on.
Yeah. Because it's messy.
Super. Ooh, Snoopy, thank you.
It's not killed.
I'm fine.
Try it yourself, PJ. What you want to do is you want to take off the head and then suck on it. Just bite it, suck on it.
I want some.
Give me the head then. Oh my.
Oh man, I'm like murdered them shrimp.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
It's like food coma time. It was so good, but like I ate so much so fast. I'm full. PJ was asking, "Oh, can we use like devices later?" And I'm like, "Yeah, because Annie and I are gonna need to lay down, and we're not gonna be able to watch you for a while. So go ahead, do what you want. Just leave us alone, because we're gonna have to lay down after this for sure."
Cleanup is gonna be a breeze. Oh, watch out. There's ketchup over here. There we go. There we go. There we go. Don't expect a tip, okay? Throw it all in this bag. Nice. Awesome. Okay, so it's been 10 years since we got married. I thought we would do a little, I don't know, just like a conversation, some questions. And I thought maybe you guys might want to hear. So I'm just gonna wing it. I didn't really plan a whole lot of things, but I looked up some questions and things like that. So in no or particular order. Okay. What's your favorite memory, I guess, from the time that we got married? I guess maybe like what are some of the milestones that we that you think?
Well, I mean, I guess like when PJ was born, when we bought this house, I guess. Because the first house we bought when we got married. And then when Uriah was born.
So like basically when we had children and we bought a house.
Yeah. Are you talking about just like events or like?
Yeah. Events like milestones.
I mean, we went to Hawaii, we went to Singapore.
I was gonna ask you, what's your favorite vacation that we've taken in the last 10 years?
It's probably a tie between Hawaii and Singapore.
I
Like
think-
Aulani and then the Singapore trip. Probably like tie.
I think so too. I think with Hawaii, I think I remember at that time, it was really stressful and it was hard. Because it was literally just me and Power and the 2 kids. So we had a 3-year-old and a 6-month-old.
Yeah, so they were little, so it was hard.
It was hard, but like now thinking back on it, I just have good memories and I would love to go back. Yeah.
Same.
What's the best thing about being married?
You answer first, then I'll answer.
I mean, I would say the best thing about our marriage is that we're always on the same page. Not always, okay? Like, okay, not always. But mostly, majority, and on like the solid things. Like, we're on the same page. So, like, we're not on different wavelengths. And so I think for our marriage, I don't know, we just like really work. We really complement each other. We don't fight that often. We actually don't bicker or fight or argue that often.
We joke around, like bickering, like, but we're not serious.
We're not serious. So we just kind of like, I don't know. It's just like easy going for us. So I think that's the best thing about our marriage because we have a really open communication. We're on the same page with our kids, with our work, with our family, like work-life balance.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's like living your life like you're not alone, right?
Yeah.
You have somebody to live your life with, so.
Yeah. What have you learned about your spouse in the last 10 years?
The amount of hair in our bathroom is ridiculous. I never knew girls shed so much hair. Like, it's ridiculous.
That's true. Okay. I admit it's a little embarrassing, but yeah.
Not that embarrassing.
I have long hair. I have a lot of hair. It just ends up all over the place. What was the question?
What have you learned about your spouse? What else? She's a good mom. She's very serving. So like the way she shows that she like her love is like by doing things for people. So like so like she does a lot of stuff around the house, you know, and I know I'm lucky. Like, you know, she washes dishes, she cooks, she does the laundry. So I know, you know, I know that's the way that she shows that she cares. Like, you know, she wants to help her family. Like, she does those things.
I was gonna say that you steal the blankets. It's true. He steals the blankets. I never knew that because we didn't cohabitate before we got married, so I had nothing. I didn't know. But like I realized he just like rolls over and steals the blankets.
Like a few years ago, we decided to use like 2 different blankets, and like it was much better.
I mean, a few years ago, like year 1. So what I learned, okay, let me think about this seriously then here. I mean, I always knew this about you. I knew that you loved kids and that you were really good with kids. And so there's no, like, surprise that you're so good at being a father. And there's nobody better, no better father than you. Like, I couldn't ask for a better father for our kids than you. And I appreciate you so much.
I appreciate you too.
Okay. What has brought you closer together?
I don't know, like marriage is like it's not what you think of like when you watch like the movies. It's not like romance like all the time, you know? But that's okay. It's like you're living your life with somebody. You have like the same goals, the same things that you want to do. You know, like I can't even imagine like my life without Annie. Like I can't imagine living with anybody else or like doing this with anybody else, you know? And like we're just like she said, like we're on the same page, and you know, having kids is just like you sacrifice a lot of yourself, right? You sacrifice a lot of things that you want to do, or like things like who you think that you are, like those get like sacrificed for the betterment of your family. You know, like you want what's best for your kids. I feel like lately I've come to like appreciate Annie more, like appreciate like the family more. It's like I'm, you know, I just like love my family. I just want to be with my family, and it's like yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I think it's the children. I feel like before kids, we just kind of coasted. Like
it was so easy.
It was so easy. Like, yeah, we had so much freedom, just did whatever we wanted.
We had so much space, like in our other house. Like it was like I could go up to the loft and like just do my own stuff.
Yeah. We had a lot of space, a lot of freedom.
Of time. Like I would come home from work before Annie. I could just like go out, do whatever I want, work on hobbies, and like she comes home, like I could just keep working on stuff I want to. And now it's like no time for anything.
Yeah. What is something you've done that has worked and really made a difference in your marriage that you would give as advice to be successful to others on their wedding day? I don't know, that you just have to really communicate and be open and be transparent, especially if you're struggling with something or you need more of whatever from your partner. Like, even for our marriage, like I feel like on the outside, it looks like a good marriage, like everything is always going right, everything is, you know, great and up and up. But no, like we've had a hard time in our marriage before. We had a rough patch in our marriage before. And I feel like not a lot of people know about it. So like we had a hard time after PJ was born. I don't know if you remember that, but it was like just a hard, like I felt like we got to the point where I felt like it wasn't really a marriage, and it felt like you were just a roommate. Like we were so busy with work. PJ had to be picked up, and he was kind of like a far ways. At the end of the night, when we got home, it was like 8 o'clock already. It was like bedtime already, and we're just like tired from the day. But I don't know, like at the end of the day, I felt kind of empty.
We had like early mornings too, like early mornings, and we would get back late.
Yeah. So, you know, thankfully we were able to get past that.
Actually, I didn't really remember until you brought it up right now. Then now I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of do remember that.
It was hard. Like we had even talked about like not being together at one point. So I don't know how it was about like how it was for you, but I remember having two serious conversations. I think one, PJ was sleeping in the car, in the back seat, in his car seat, and we were just in our car talking. Actually, both times they were in the car talking. Do you remember? And then the other time was in the garage because he had fallen asleep.
I feel like I don't remember it as well as you do. Like,
I do.
me, like you seem like you remember it better than I do.
I remember it like yesterday. So we had this serious conversation. He's telling me about like, you know, his needs, how I can support him more. And that was the first conversation. I was like, okay, you know, like this is not working. Like, what can I do? Like, I go into like fix it mode. Like, well, what can I do? What do you want me to do? Okay, I'll go pick up PJ, you know, at least once a week. I think some weeks I picked him up twice a week. And then the second conversation, like that wasn't good enough. And not that it wasn't good enough, but like you were still not happy. Like we were still not in a good place. And then I got kind of pissed because I was like, well, I'm trying to do these things and you're not like supporting. Like if you like, do you want to move back? Do you not? Like, da, da, da. I remember talking about whether or not to move back and to like sell the house and stuff like that. And then I asked you, do you want to get a divorce? And then you said no. And I remember being surprised because I thought that you did. Like, I thought that you didn't love me anymore. And so I was like, oh, that was like a wake-up call for me. I was like, oh, he actually does still love me? Like, he wants to be with me? And that's what pressed me to be like, okay, power's still in it. I'm not going to give up. So let's figure it out. Like, let's make progress and do what we need to do to get to a better place.
I would say like my perspective on it is like a little different. Like I feel like I kind of like lost myself for like a little bit. I think like after like PJ was born, like I always tell people like once you get married, like your time is not your own. And like once you have kids, like your time is like, definitely not your own. And like I felt like I was probably like a little bit overwhelmed and like I just like lost I lost who I was, you know, like everything I was doing was like not, it was just like doing stuff for like other people, you know, and it's like I had no time to like be myself. So I think I had lost like who I was and like what was important to me.
I remember that.
But like when you're saying all this to me, like to me, I had never really felt like, oh, we're gonna get a divorce. You know, like that was never in my mind, like that I wanted a divorce or anything like that. So like when you say that, like to me, it was like I never felt like that close, like we were gonna like split up or something like that. I mean, like we hit like, yeah, we had a rough patch, but like to me, it wasn't nothing like that we like couldn't like get through.
I guess, I don't know, maybe I dramatized it because I felt like you were so unhappy.
I was probably unhappy and I was probably distant, so I can see why you felt that way.
Because there were nights you didn't come home, like, till really, really late. And I just thought, like, who does that? Like, you have a wife and a young baby at home, like...
What was I even doing?
Bro, I don't know.
I don't even know.
But I remember, like, having that first conversation and you're like, you needed space, you needed to find yourself. And I was like, then go be with your friends. Just be home at, like, a reasonable hour. Like, that's all I asked. And then when I called and texted you, you didn't answer.
I don't remember.
I do.
But I would say, like, I lost myself and I was trying to, like, find myself again. I would say that. Yeah. I would say there was a season where I was, like, not content. Like, I was just, like, discontent, I guess.
Yeah, I think it went both ways because you felt that way, you were distant. I wasn't meeting your needs and then you weren't meeting my needs and we were just, like, not in sync. We're just not together.
But what I would tell people who are new or like getting married, like, yeah, I guess like it's a commitment and like it can't just be about yourself. Like once you have a family, like it's like you can't just think about yourself anymore, you know? You have to think about everybody. You gotta think your wife's, your spouse's feelings, your kids' feelings. And don't let little things be big things, you know?
Yeah, that's a big one. I think you taught me, like, just go with it. Because that was a big one for me earlier on, because I'm not very spontaneous. And I I like to be, you know, have a plan and have a structure and know what I'm doing.
That's probably where PJ gets it from.
Oh, I don't know.
I would say one more thing that I think Annie does a good job of, and I try to do this too. I don't know if I'm as good as she is, but like the things that are important to me, she recognizes that they're important to me, like even if it's not important to her, and she like lets me do it, and she'll like support me even if they're like ridiculous things. Like if it's something like this is important, she doesn't really push back. She's like, okay, let's just go with it. Or like if I feel very strongly about something, she'll usually like just go with it. And like I try to do that too. Like if she really feels strongly about something, I won't try to like push back too much. So I think like recognizing like if something's important to your spouse, like, you know, let them have that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What do you think yourself like 10 years ago would find most surprising about your life now?
I feel like I have everything that I want.
I feel that way too. Like if I told my younger self like how things were going, he'd probably be pretty like, wow, you guys doing pretty good.
Yeah. You know, we're so thankful and so grateful that we have the life that we do. We thank God every day for that. I don't know, that's just pretty amazing.
I think every goal or everything that we wanted, like when we were like even dating or not married, like there's nothing that we're like, oh, we didn't accomplish that or we didn't do what we wanted to do. Like everything we wanted to do.
We set out to do something or have something and we do it.
Yeah. Like you honestly, like most of the time I feel like Annie and I, like if there's a problem or if there's something that we're trying to do, like usually I feel like, okay, we can get this done. Like the two of us, we can figure out something, and like if we can't figure it out, it'll be okay anyways. Like that's like kind of our mentality. Like we can do this, and if we can't do it, we'll figure something out and it'll be all right.
Yeah.
I think 2 boys would have been surprising. I think when I was younger, I wanted a girl, like a little girl.
I wanted a girl too.
We got 2 boys.
I was so convinced PJ was gonna be a girl, guys. I used the calendar and everything, and I was like...
And we thought Uriah would be a girl too.
Well, Uriah was like up in the air. I was like 50-50. I don't know.
Yeah, we thought PJ was gonna be a girl. Like pretty
the
early.
day we went in to find out his gender, Power was like, "Are you ready?" Like he wanted to prepare me.
Like, are you ready if it's not a girl?
I was like, yeah. And I just brushed him off. And then he's like, oh, so it's a boy? Then we can have Star Wars room, right? And I was like, yeah. Brushed him off. And then every time I went in there after that, I'm like, is it still a boy? Are you sure?
I remember I looking at her face, she's like, what? Like the doctor told her it was a boy. Like,
but I cannot imagine even having girl now.
Boys are great.
They're great.
Boys are great. Well, I love you.
Love you too.
Next 10 years, we can do this again. 20.
I know we can still be vlogging in 10 years.
Oh, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see about that.
We don't know.
But it's been good. It's been good.
That was my idea, guys.
Good 10 years.
Starting to vlog. That was my idea.
Yeah,
I bought you a GoPro because I thought, oh, we would just use this GoPro.
10 more years, Uriah, you'll be 14. 2 teenagers in the house in 10 years. It's like 10:30, and this guy just keeps reading. He won't go to sleep. Uriah knocked out in the car, so we let PJ stay up a little bit late. But we're gonna end the vlog today. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to give us a thumbs up, comment below, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe. It helps out a lot. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Bye.